monitoring and evaluation process. We have to interview and we're just a brief background of what participatory audit is. So, can you please explain briefly what it is?
I think before I explain briefly what that is, I think it's important that I introduce myself first, right?
Yeah.
Correct?
Yes.
I should, right?
Yeah.
So at least whoever's watching this will know who the heck is talking.
Yeah.
Okay, so initially, my name is Nico Garcia. I'm a free-termer kagawad of Barangay Magallanes. I'm in my last term here in office. I've been in public service for more than 9 years. Now, going back to your question, how is auditing done? In the barangay, we're very strict when it comes to implementing projects here. And we make sure that all the money that is allocated for said projects every year is based on sound bidding procedures based on the law on bidding, on procurement, and also we ensure also every cent, every penny, at least from within ourselves, is used wisely. Now, with regards to auditing, on the other hand, auditing is done by a separate department of government called the Commission on Audit, a commission established by the Constitution, which primary objective is to audit all offices in government, from the smallest all the way to the largest office. Now, how is it done in the barangay setting?
Yeah.
I can't speak of other offices of government. I can only speak of what's done here. But based on my own personal experience in other branches of government, it's pretty similar lang. So what they do is, they basically come to the barangay, or in this case, the barangay. Randomly, they don't tell us when. And then from there, they come in with a team, and what they do is, of course, when you say audit, it's all about money. It's all about cash disbursements, what's credited, what's not, and where does it go. So what they do is, they bring in a team here, and then they right away randomly check the books of the barangay. They check everything from the materials purchased, procured, if you actually procured it, if not, what have you procured in the last month or two, depends on how long the period of time they've decided to come to the local government for auditing. And then from there, if they see any findings, they come up with an audit report, COA finding audit report, and then they send it to the barangay for you to answer. There's a period of time wherein you're given to answer it. If you don't answer it, they send you another one. It's the more, I forget what it's called, but it's the higher report. Yun medyo delikado na yun. If you don't reply within a certain number of days, you get suspended from office for that. Some are removed. Then suspended from office is tantamount almost to removal from it. Eventually, until criminal charges are found. Criminal charges found against you are valid. So, there's a process, and that's what happens. Now, in our case naman, it is typical, it is common to all government agencies to have findings from time to time. We're all human when it comes to minuscule clerical errors with regards to that. But and what I'm proud about in our barangay, here in our local government, is when it comes to procurement, or by the letter, we really follow the rules. And we've been following these rules way before strict rules were applied recently. Di ba naging mas strict pa yung ang procurement ngayon? So, yun. There. And then, that is in order to avoid auditing. Yeah. It's the scariest moment for any local government to be found with findings. It's like a terrible nightmare, especially for the executive of the local government that's being questioned. Kasi when you're audited, the people concerned that gets liable for it are the signatories, the signing officers who are in charge of disbursement of funds. So that's the barangay captain, who's the number one person who signs all the contracts. Number two, of course, would be the treasurer. Because the treasurer will tell the barangay captain, we have this amount of money, and we can spend for it. And then third, of course, will be the finance kagawad, the kagawad that double checks for the treasurer if sound expense to, or do we really have the right amount of funds for it. So those are the three people that revolve around it. Now, on the aspect of governance, the kagawads of a barangay are the ones who are tasked to, kasi before we disperse funds, we have to come up with a resolution. And that's where the lawmaking comes in for us. So when we make the resolution, you're liable too for dispersing those funds because of the approval of the project. Because you sign it on it. So it's really a chain of command responsibility. It's a chain of watching each other's back then when it comes to doing what is right in this. So yeah. Any other questions?
So since it's participatory, it engages the citizens. How are they particularly engaged?
Okay. In the barangay, we have this thing called the BDC. It's called the Barangay Development Council. All local governments by law, based on RA 7160, Local Government Code, Local Government Code, 1991, if I'm not mistaken. Were you born 1991?
1996.
So there was no local government. You guys were born before the local government code was made. Anyway, that law that made this all possible implies that we must have a development council in order to engage to that thing you were saying, participatory governance. Now, that BDC is there and is well represented by various sectors of the community. All sectors actually, from the church, from all the stakeholders, NGOs. Here in the barangay, we have Magallanes Village, Galleria de Magallanes. We have Paseo de Magallanes Ecology, Paseo de Magallanes Commercial, and we have this thing called Chino Rosas Extension. They're all non-government organizations, NGOs or NPOs, whatever you may call them. They are our representatives in the sectoral level. Now, they bring in their heads here every month, or yearly actually. But kami sa barangay, we're very active with the going down to that level kind of participation. We regularly meet with them monthly. But their primary role is to suggest to the barangay what projects that they need in their areas. So that's where participation comes into the picture. Which is important, right? Nobody wants to get a shirt that they didn't want, right? Or the shoe, you ask your mom just jumps out of nowhere and gives you a shoe that doesn't fit you, or a style that's off-dated. So we always want what we want, right? So basically, we're the parents of these NGOs, and we give them what they want. Basta kaya ng budget ng barangay. We don't dream things. We're very realistic about it. But at the end of the day, and as long as they agree that we procure it following the rules, following the IRR on procurement. So, yeah, what else?
So just to wrap up, how has this barangay particularly improved since the implementation of the participation of people?
Okay, wow, that's a good question. Everything's a work in progress. Work in progress, diba? I got into the barangay in 2007. 2007 I got into barangay. I was in the youth committee, youth council 96. Many things have improved. And one of the biggest improvements, concrete improvements in how we've done things through participatory governance, through participatory leadership, depending on the number of hands that have led the barangay, is seen by the office that we have here right now. This barangay is a testament, this barangay hall is a testament to how we have managed to procure things wisely, judiciously, fairly for the community. And in the end, this barangay hall, we did not depend on any agency of government to provide financing for this. We saved up for this. So basically, that's all because we did it right. Now, over the years, lots of things have happened. Sometimes you can avoid people who have different principles, different kinds of perspectives, visions, and what they want to see. And they would sometimes clash with the barangay over the course of our public service life. But at the end of the day, we survived because we always stood on what we believed was right. If it was lawful and it was proper, then what's to be afraid of? And at the end of the day, it's proven naman. And now, especially now that now that we have a good and able barangay captain in the helm, managing at least the relationship between the communities and the government. Kami yung maganda ang tamo ng participatory governance ng Barangay Magallanes. It's very good. So, we have gone leaps and bounds na since then. And then, I'm very proud to say that in my closing term, at least kahit pa paano, the ground is fertile na for new leaders to come in na without the worry or the care, like, yung pangamba, ika nga, napapasukan nyo ng barangay, may problema. They will have to adjust pa in how things are. No, you just plug and play as long as you know what you're doing, you have the right morals, you should be fine. So I'm very proud to say that this type of party here in our barangay, we're doing our best. And it is translated naman to the quietness and harmony and peace in the community. And everybody naman so far is not questioning that. So peaceful naman.